You've seen the headlines about Erling Haaland's secret diet, the ones that say it's insane or crazy or even dangerous. You may have seen some of his meal plans floating around online: 200 grams of protein powder every day, 180 eggs per week, 200 bananas in a month. But here's the thing, these are all estimates. We don't know what he actually eats. So why do scientists call it dangerous? Let's take a look at some of the headlines. First, the Norwegian has an incredible physique for a footballer, a body like a Greek god. His diet is both insane and genius. They say, this is what separates him from other football players. Then we find this one. His outrageous diet plan revealed: 200 bananas, 180 eggs, 200 kilos of fish, and 60 kilos of chicken. And then another one, the dangerous diet of Manchester City's star. Why is it dangerous? Here's what we know about his diet. And yes, I've spoken to experts about this. First of all, there's no such thing as a dangerous diet. There's good, bad, and ugly nutrition advice out there, and people follow it. It's not the nutrients themselves that are good or bad. It's how much of them you have. Too little or too much. There are 7 nutrients that our bodies need: carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber. Carbs, fats, and proteins are measured in grams, vitamins and minerals in milligrams or micrograms, and fiber in grams. These are our macronutrients and micronutrients. Haaland is very tall, weighs 84 kilos, and is very muscular. As a professional athlete, he needs a lot of carbs, protein, and especially fats. On average, men need about 10% of their weight in grams of protein per day. So Haaland would need about 8.4 grams. He weighs more than the average man, so he probably needs more. That's how we got to the 200 grams of protein powder. That's just an estimate based on his size. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, there is a problem with eggs. They contain a lot of cholesterol. A whole egg has about 270 milligrams. The recommended amount of cholesterol we should consume is 200 milligrams per day. So, if we were to use the 180 eggs per week headline literally, that would be more than 250 eggs per week. Now, science has moved away from thinking that cholesterol is bad. Our livers make most of the cholesterol in our bodies. Eating cholesterol doesn't affect blood cholesterol levels. What affects it is the type of fats we eat. Saturated in trans fats increase LDL, the bad cholesterol, and decrease HDL, the good cholesterol. Unsaturated fats do the opposite. If Haaland really is eating 200 bananas a week, that's an average of 29 bananas a day. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Bananas contain potassium, which is good for the heart and blood pressure. One banana has about 400 milligrams of potassium. The recommended amount of potassium per day for men is 4,700 milligrams. So 29 bananas will give you almost 12,000 milligrams, which is way too much. This is where the dangerous part comes in. Too much potassium can lead to an irregular heartbeat and eventually heart failure. If he really is eating 200 bananas a day, that's a problem. The 2 foods that they mention most often are fish and chicken. Fish is high in omega-3 fatty acids and low in saturated fat. Chicken is high in protein and low in fat. Both are excellent food choices. The 200 kilo figure is probably a monthly amount rather than weekly. Even so, that's a lot of fish. The world's average consumption is 12 kilos per person per year. Haaland would be having 4 times that. It's possible. Fish is dense in calories, but also dense in nutrients. As for the chicken, Haaland may be eating close to 840 grams of chicken per week, which is almost double the average intake for men. Protein is important, but so is everything else in a balanced diet. He could be getting vitamin D from the fish, B vitamins and iron from the chicken, calcium from dairy, magnesium from bananas. But what about sodium? He needs that for hydration and nerve function. What about antioxidants like vitamin C? How about dietary fiber for gut health? These are the things that we don't hear about when it comes to Haaland's diet. This brings us back to the original question. Is this diet dangerous? Let's ignore the 200 bananas a day, because we know that that's not true. Let's talk about the protein. He may be taking in 200 grams of protein powder, but that's only one part of it. Chicken and fish are also packed with protein. The recommended intake for men is 0.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day. For Haaland, that would be 67.2 grams. But he weighs more than the average man, so maybe closer to 100 grams. This means that he's probably getting about twice the recommended amount of protein. That's not dangerous. What about the eggs? He may be having about 180 eggs per week, which is a lot. But let's assume that he's having 4 eggs a day, 1 egg a day. That's not dangerous. Maybe unhealthy, but not dangerous. He'd be getting a lot of protein, a lot of cholesterol, and a lot of fat. Some of that fat would be saturated, which raises another question. Are the benefits of his diet outweighing the risks? It depends on what kind of fat he's consuming. Saturated fats raise LDL, the bad cholesterol. Trans fats do it even more. Unsaturated fats do the opposite. One egg has 1.6 grams of saturated fat. A 100-gram fillet of salmon has 0.9 grams. 100 grams of chicken breast has 1.3 grams, and 100 grams of protein powder has 0.5 grams. If Haaland is eating lots of fish and chicken and avoiding butter, cream, cheese, milk, and red meat, then he's probably getting most of his fat from unsaturated sources. If he is eating lots of full-fat dairy products, then the risk increases. Scientists and nutritionists haven't said anything about his diet being dangerous. It's journalists trying to get clicks and views. We don't know what he eats, so we can't say that it's dangerous. We can say that it's high in protein and eggs, but that doesn't mean it's unhealthy or that it poses a serious risk to his health. Let's talk about his physique. Yes, he's very muscular, but that's because he trains hard and rests well. You can see his muscles bulging when he plays. He's not just naturally muscular. Anyone can put on muscle mass with enough training and protein. But Haaland also has something called fast-twitch muscle fibers. These fibers contract quickly and powerfully. They're responsible for explosive movements like sprinting or jumping. Most athletes have a mix of fast and slow twitch fibers, but Haaland has more fast-twitch fibers than most. This makes him naturally more muscular and stronger. It also helps him generate power quickly. This is why he's so effective at holding off defenders. He's strong and powerful. As for his height, he's 194 centimeters tall. This gives him an advantage over most defenders. He can reach higher and stretch further. This is why he's so good in the air. Being tall also helps with running. Longer strides mean faster speeds. When he runs, he takes long strides and moves his feet quickly. This makes him very fast. There are 3 reasons why Haaland is so good: his physique, his technique, and his mentality. His physique helps him run, jump, and head the ball. His technique helps him control and hit the ball. His mentality helps him score goals. He's relentless, never giving up. He always tries to improve. He studies his opponents. He has a great work ethic. All of these things make him successful. It's easy to focus on his physical attributes, his height, and his muscles, but it's his mentality that sets him apart. He's a winner. He wants to be the best. And if you want to be the best, you have to be prepared to do whatever it takes. That includes making sacrifices. You can't watch what you eat. You can't think about how much you're eating. You just have to eat. As a journalist, I sometimes feel like we don't give credit where it's due. We see someone like Haaland and we try to find an explanation. We try to find something that explains how he became so successful. We try to find something that explains his physique. We try to find something that explains his mentality. But sometimes, there is no explanation. Sometimes we just have to accept that he's simply gifted.